Hi, YouTube. It's Steph. So, obviously, the previous video for my 18-month lock update got cut off. So, this is the next day. And I just want to continue with my mildew and mold story. So, let me turn this up. All right. So, it was about a month ago, right after I did my previous month lock update, that I caught myself getting a steam treatment. And when I took that bag off my hair straight up smelled like old, soaked towels and socks. Like it was gross. I knew immediately that there was a mildew or mold problem in my hair. And I mean, it really scared me. I had not had any signs of mold before, no smells before. I loved how my hair smelled. Like I have a habit of like playing in my scalp and then sniffing my fingers just to smell what my natural oils smell like. And I always smelled fresh. And this just scared me, freaked me out. Okay. So I didn't see anything in my locks, but I'm extremely sensitive to smells, extremely. So I was like, no, we have to take care of this right now. We got to take care of this, or I'm going to have to cut my locks off. So I immediately went into research mode. I was all over forums, dreadlock forums, you know, all that. And the first course of action for a lot of them was to just cut them off and start over. And I love my babies, and I wasn't trying to do that if I didn't have to. I was going to try everything before that happened. So, the first thing I came across that I thought was, natural and that might work was apple cider vinegar. I've used apple cider vinegar before as rinses, as soaks, and I always enjoyed the benefits that it offered, such as sealing down my cuticles and keeping my scalp healthy and the pH right. But I uh, got the Bragg's brand of apple cider vinegar. I put a lot of it in a tub of water, a big old tub, and I soaked my locks. After soaking my locks, I did a thorough rinse in the shower, um, dried them, and I still smelled the mildew. I still smelled it. It was so strong. Now, at this point, the next day, when I noticed, okay, this thing definitely did not work, um, I started getting sick. So I started getting respiratory symptoms. I could barely breathe, y'all. Like, I had all kinds of mucus and stuff forming in the back of my throat, sore throat. I literally was not using my full lung capacity. I couldn't breathe all the way in. I was up all night because I couldn't sleep. Which way I turned, the smell was there. It's on my pillows, on my sheets, like everywhere. It was horrible. So the very next day, I got up early and I had come across Quotidian Lights video that talked about using Listerine to kill mildew mold. So I went and got the original Listerine, like the brownish gold color one. And I filled again the tub, my little basin, half. Well, it probably wasn't half, but I put half of the big bottle into my tub and filled the rest with water and soaked my locks. Did that with the soak. I also, after the soak, I put a plastic bag around my head and kept it on for at least 2 hours. And then I went in and did a thorough rinsing. Well, the smell of the Listerine was so strong that's all I could smell for like the next 2 days. So, um, but I still could, it was like that still underlying lingering mildew smell underneath the minty smell. So I'm, scratching it or feeling my scalp and sniffing. It was mildew. I was just like, oh my God. And I'm still sick, right? So then another 2 days passed because I wasn't sure. I asked my mom to smell it. She didn't smell anything. She said it just smells like Listerine. And she's usually extremely sensitive to scents too, but she couldn't detect that scent. So I'm just like, okay, maybe it needs a few days to completely kill whatever's happening. I waited about 2, maybe 3 days. The third day, I had to do something different. So, what I found on the internet was something called smelly scalp syndrome. Now, this is what I heard or saw, read a lot of Caucasian women talking about that happens when they wash their hair. You know, they normally will wash it a little more frequently, and then they notice after washing it frequently or wearing it in ponytails and not letting it completely dry that they started to smell their hair whenever it was wet, and it would smell like that mildew, smell. So I was like, I downloaded all kinds of PDF reports and everything. And there was one PDF report. It was very thorough. It was free. And it listed all the possible remedies through their research for this smelly scalp syndrome. Now, I'm kind of like reading this stuff with a grain of salt because I'm just like, it's not just my scalp and it's not a smelly scalp. Like, it's mildew mold. It's very clear that it's mildew mold. The smell, I mean, so as I got to the bottom of the PDF, because I had already tried some of the things that they had mentioned on there, but they started talking about antifungal shampoos. And I was like, okay, well, mold is a fungus. Let me use an antifungal shampoo. Um, so I had some tea gel, Neutrogena tea gel shampoo. It has Kita, Kita something, some kind of ingredient in there that's supposed to be anti-dandruff. And I'm like, okay, anti-dandruff usually also means antifungal, although it didn't say antifungal on the bottle. But I was like, you know what? Let me just try this. And if I still have a problem after this, then I'm gonna go buy some shampoo at the store that actually says antifungal. I'm gonna try some of these other ingredients. They're all cousins of this keto nasal. That sounds familiar. That might be right, y'all. Ketonazole or whatever ingredient. Um, I was like, so if this particular one doesn't work, then I can try some of the others. So I went to town, okay? I went in and instead of doing my regular wash with the shampoo, what I did was first thoroughly wet and drench my hair. So I took a spray bottle, still using some ACV and water mixed in my bottle, and spritz until my hair was soaking wet. And then I took the shampoo and worked it into my scalp everywhere. This is outside of the shower. So I'm looking in the mirror, seeing exactly where I'm putting this stuff in my hair. I'm letting it suds up, suds up, suds up. And my hair soaked that stuff up so fast. I probably did a full 2 layers of it all over my hair, scalp, and strands. I squeezed it into the strands, y'all. And as soon as I would squeeze it in, it looked like nothing was there. So I did at least 2 layers of that all over my hair in sections. So my hair is thoroughly soaked with this shampoo now. I took a plastic bag. I kept that thing on for at least an hour. I want to say it was at least an hour, maybe 2 hours, but no more than that. So somewhere between an hour and 2 hours, I left that stuff in. Okay, took off the shower cap, got in the shower, actually shampooed my hair. I didn't add any additional tea gel stuff, but what was in there, I shampooed thoroughly rinsed, thoroughly washed it out. Um, I washed for a while because that stuff was, I had gotten it all the way down to the core, I believe, of my locks because I squeezed it in and I was so heavy handed with it. So after I did that, I didn't use another shampoo. I didn't follow it with a conditioner, but that stuff dried the heck out of my hair. So if you do this, you need to deep condition your hair. I didn't do that. My hair was dry for days, probably weeks, actually, probably at least for the next 2 weeks. It was so super dry just from that. So anyway, at the end of my shower, and this is how I knew for sure, I was like, this works, is at the end of the shower, I was shaking my hair, trying to get the excess water out. Squeeze, 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 in sections all over multiple times with different towels, and then shaking, 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 shaking vigorously to get extra water out. Um, at the end of doing this, I looked on my shower curtain. I'm dried off and everything, got my hair now wrapped up in a new dry towel, soaking up more moisture. And I go to pull the shower curtain back, and I notice these black dots on the shower curtain. So it was like three little black dots on there. I thought, okay, my hair shedding? Like little things coming off the ends of my hair, whatever. I picked those things up with my finger, like, and I was like, I gotta look at this underneath the light, y'all. So I went underneath, I put it on top of a white envelope. I went underneath a bright light, y'all. It was pieces of mold, literally pieces of mold. So I went back to the bathroom and I investigated, and I couldn't find any more, but I saw those tiny three. I mean, they literally were the size, smaller than the size of a dot at the end of a sentence. And or about the size of a dot, okay? And I was like, oh my gosh, this stuff worked. It had to work. It's making stuff come out of my hair, which I had no visible signs of this stuff. So it obviously killed it for it to detach from my hair. So I was like, God, I hope this has got to be it. This has got to be it. Like, thank you, Jesus, for fixing this, because I did not want to have to shave my hair off and start over. So you know, I was still sick. So it was hard for me to breathe still. And it was hard really for me to really detect that it was completely gone. I was just scared because the overwhelming scent of that tea gel didn't really allow me to assess the smell of my hair properly. Like I just couldn't, because that stuff was so extremely strong. And so it has like a deep medicine smell. So thoroughly dried my hair. I waited that night. I'm doing the thing on my scalp, rubbing it, smelling it. I don't smell anything. The next morning, I'm rubbing my scalp, didn't smell anything. Pulling the few hairs I can get over here, smelling it, didn't smell anything. Just the shampoo. And it probably took about 2 days for the shampoo smell to kind of dissipate enough to where I could get a true sense of the smell, the natural smell of my scalp. And my natural smell of my scalp was back. I was like, oh my God. And my hair smelled good. Y'all, it was a close call. So, will I be doing a steam treatment on my hair again? Absolutely not. No time in the near future. Absolutely not. I think probably where I went wrong is that the days leading up until when I decided to do the steam treatment, I had washed my hair probably twice within a week's time, and I had to go to class. And on my drive to class, my hair was still damp, but it was hot, and I would drive with my windows down on the interstate, thinking that that was enough to get my hair dry. I mean, and my class is an hour away. The school's an hour away from me, so I was thinking that all that heat and that air coming through the car circulating would be enough to fully dry my hair. But I did notice once I got to class that my hair wasn't completely dry. So I probably just didn't squeeze enough of the excess water out before I got dressed and left. So I think that's what really did it. And then the steam treatment was just the icing on the cake, because it was just too much. I put that I spritzed my hair down real good with water and rose water. Did I use no, it wasn't rose water in there. It was just water. And it was water out the tap. That's another thing that I definitely make sure not to do now. I do not moisturize my water with tap water. I do not do that. Okay. And somebody referenced it on YouTube. I can't remember who. It was a guy with locks. He called it pool water. So I'm with him. I'm just going to call it pool water. Even though the fact that I had got mildew was just probably completely my fault, but we're going to blame it on the water. So, yeah, don't do that. I won't be doing that again. Absolutely not. My hair is back. It's back to normal. It took about 2 weeks for me to start to feel a little more moisture in my hair because it was dried out like hay from that shampoo. Um, and I started back using much more of the rose water. I was barely using it before, and I diluted it so heavy it was almost non-existent in my spray bottle. So distilled water, rose water is what I've been using to moisturize my hair. I have not added any oils. I might go and do a oil treatment at some point, but right now I don't feel it's necessary. My hair is coming back on its own. My hair has no smell of the mildew, no signs of mold. I'm happy. I'm good to go. So I just had to tell y'all that, hey, this is the first time of me doing locks. Nobody in my immediate family has locks. No one was able to tell me how to take care of my hair. I've been solely reaching out to YouTube, Google, um, hair forms and all that to get the information I need to take care of my locks. And thankfully, there's people out there who have experienced this before, and I was able to find a solution before having to shave my babies off. So this is precautionary to you guys. I wash my hair still multiple times per week, usually at least every 7 days, but I try to space it out into no more frequent than every 3 days. So every third day, I'll go and wash my hair. If I skip that day, then it'll be the next day or the next day. So at least once a week, I still wash my hair. I still do my water wash. I make sure that when my hair is almost dry, I put a coating of distilled water and rose water on it and let it dry completely after that. And it usually dries within 3 to 4 hours or so. So yeah, y'all, that's all I had to wanted to share with you guys. Don't make the same mistakes I did. I hope you enjoyed this. If this was beneficial to you, hit like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next one. Bye.